Not camera shy?
We'll see.
With the 1 game in 8 days, this is the most practice time you guys get in a while. What's the number one thing you think the team needs to accomplish through practice?
Not overthink it. It's just practice, getting days off, getting some rest, and get back to doing what we do.
What do you think is different or unique about the starting lineup with Peyton and Spencer as opposed to the other guys? What's something that you like or maybe something's unique about it?
I think we get up and down more. Peyton's really lanky, really fast, really twitchy. Spencer's plays super hard, crashing everywhere, giving up his body. So I think just those guys just going up and down everywhere, is slightly different than CB and AG.
Yeah. Okay. Jamal, could you just talk about the player of the week, what that means to you?
It's cool. It's cool. It's cool. Yeah, it's cool.
You're getting a lot of the all-star buzz. I know that's never been a pure motivation of yours, but the fact that you're playing as well as the team's playing well because of energies that make a little more satisfaction in that the start that you've had as it relates to the team.
Happy we're off to a good start. I'm glad I got off to a good start as well, which was a goal. So I'm pretty happy with the way things are going right now.
Had you been thinking about some of the accolades that you hadn't gotten, like Player of the Week in your career, and did it mean anything to finally break through and get it?
It's good. It's a great recognition for the 3 games that I had. I appreciate it.
Can you explain, you guys 10 wins in a row on the road, just your ability to focus up in those kinds of situations, just what does that take from a team?
I just think we're really together, bringing our own energy for the most part. Doesn't matter where we go, what arena we're playing with, or who we're playing against, just kind of bringing our own energy to the building and sustaining it. I think that's been the best chemistry. Okay, we'll go shoot.
Does she like seeing Dad at work?
Sometimes.
Evaluate your own play. Like, are you really critical? Are you kind of like measured with it? I'm just curious about like when you're watching your own film back, what is that kind of like for you?
I know what I can do, right? So it's just thinking about some of the shots I missed, or maybe a couple turnovers that I didn't, I jumped past, or okay, let's go. We'll go after this. But just watching, coverages and stuff like that, I'm not really worried if it's, I don't know. I'm just not like critiquing my game, just think of how I can get better each game.
Even with all the injuries, you guys are off to a great start, one of the best in franchise history. What have you learned about this group, Jamal, so far?
We're a tough, resilient team. Got guys that are vets that understand the ways of the game. And so, them having that kind of experience, helps everybody calm down and helps everybody get into place and go forward, moving at whatever point in the game it is.
Genius earlier this season. Is it fun to see him kind of work through the injuries and just kind of like collaborate together, coach the player, how you guys can get through portions where you're out 2 starters?
Yeah, he's been our offensive coach for quite a while now, so we always have the relationship of talking about what we see and what works and what doesn't and stuff like that. So I think he's done a great job in his first head coaching stint, so it can only get better from here.
How funky is it playing a team like the Kings so frequently and so often this early on in the season?
Nothing much. You play playoffs, you play them 4 times in a row, 7 times in a row, so 4 times in 2 months is normal, I guess.
What's it take for a guy like Spencer to step up the way that he has?
What does it take for him to step up the way he has?
Yeah.
He has what it takes to step up the way he has. Right?
What's on Santa's wish list for her?
A couple things. We'll see. I can't give them away right now.
Did she take all the money out of that wallet?
It's not a wallet.
Oh, it's not. Oh, I thought it was.
Jamal, are there any aspects of your game that feel particularly more comfortable this year?
Yeah. All right. No, I'm just playing my game. No, I make a couple more shots and win Player of the Week, but same game.
It's tougher for defenders, to stay in front, especially when guys now have so much creativity with handling the ball and going out there and knowing how to put the ball in the basket. So I'll say that.
We've seen Jamal great late in the postseason. Never seen him start a season like this statistically. As someone who's played with him and against him, what do you see from his game right now?
Just his poise, picking and choosing his spots. I think him and Yoke, they do an amazing job of just playing off of and reading off of one another. It was a prime example of the last game in Charlotte. Jamal had it going in the first half, and Yoke, came in the second half and helped carry the load on offense. So it was great just to see and be able to witness it not only on the court but actually watching it. So it was fun.
Tim, with the injuries and the bench rotation being so thrown off, you guys having to start it there, how much pressure do you feel to be the offensive spark for that second unit?
For the most part, I don't think we're thrown off at all. To be honest with you, I mean, that's what us veterans are here to do and provide. We've been in so many situational games, positions while we've been playing in our career. So we're used to that. We know what it takes. We're trying to do whatever we can to make life easier for our coaching staff and for our teammates. So I don't think we're thrown off, but like I said earlier, it would be great to have our guys all the way healthy and really getting back to how we were in the beginning of the season.
Tim, how hard is it in today's NBA to guard on the perimeter and not foul?
Like I said, it's tough. A lot of guys now, especially when they're growing up, middle school, high school, elementary school, their training regimen is all about handling the rock, putting the ball in the basket, finding easier ways to score the ball, and there's a lot more guys now that are multi-talented and not only scoring or being one-dimensional players. They can score in the paint, mid-range, or shoot the three. So our game is evolving. It's a beautiful sight to see. But defensively, it's tough. You need all 4 or 5 guys, to be able to stop one guy, and that's why it's a team game.
What's your explanation for why you guys are so good on the road?
I don't know. Probably because we only play 1 game here, and then we got to go play 3 games on the road. You tell me. That's probably why. But yeah. No, that's the honest answer.
How funky is it? It feels like you guys are playing the Kings for the 20th time this season, just going up against the same opponent with such regularity.
I think it's great, when you have games and when you're in situations like this throughout the season, when you can play a team 3 or 4 times, it kind of gives you an idea of like a playoff series, I would say. Not for, obviously for seeding and all that stuff towards the end of the year, but you get an idea of knowing what you got to learn on and off the floor, watching film, learning your tendencies of what you've done in the past in previous games against that opponent. So I think it's great. I think it's great that we played them this many times. So it's gonna be a fun matchup.
Even with all the injuries, you're off to one of the best starts in this franchise's history. What have you learned about this group so far?
Everybody eats, man. Everybody eats. That's all I got for y'all, man. Appreciate you.
Thank you.
Practice time.
Stay sharp with the things we've done well. Try to clean up some things we struggled with as of late the last couple of weeks. And then honestly, just to get healthier. That's the most important thing. Because on the back end of this, the days off are great. But once January hits, it's like it's a gauntlet, with the way the cup schedule works out. So love the days off right now. It's nice to be home for a couple of days, but it's just about us being right with our bodies, and then obviously just being good mentally with things we can get better at as we go forward.
What is unique that you like about the starting lineup with Spencer and Peyton that's maybe different, and what's something you hope to see improvement on in the coming games?
Yeah, I think our spacing could get better with those guys. I think it's on me. There's some confusion with, excuse me, who's going to be in the dunker, who's in the corner with Peyton and Spencer. Both guys can do those roles well. But I've really, really enjoyed the energy. I think the screening, some of the fundamental stuff that we preach, Peyton and Spence have done a great job of that. Freeing people up, setting screens. The cross match hasn't been an issue for us because those guys have made enough shots and they've made plays for other people. So been very, very happy with that unit. And defensively, they've gotten better as they've gotten more reps together and they get a better feel for each other. So obviously Jamal and Nikola have been incredible offensively, and those guys really complimented them on the other end.
When you had your press conference about when you officially got hired, you talked about guys hitting the ground running in training camp to remember the sting of elimination. And it feels like no one took that as personally as Jamal.
Yeah.
We've seen him great. We've never seen him great like this early. Do you think he took that message, or why is it so different these first couple months with him? Statistically, I mean, he's a great player, but he's never played like this early.
Right. I don't know. I mean, it was a conversation with Jamal. Open communication sometimes leads to positive things. Sometimes the whole idea of it can be just an idea. It doesn't work out. But from what I saw this summer, mentally, physically, all those things were at such a high level, and it's cool to see that translate into the season. Jamal's been a special player forever. I don't really judge his starts each season, but obviously this one has been one that will stand out just because of the way he's played, not just the way he scored the ball and the efficiency, but the way he's got off the ball when he needs to for his teammates. So happy with Jamal's start, happy with the team start, outside this random thing at home.
What was that conversation like with him, given you know him so well? It's not like you're a new coach talking to a player you haven't met. What was that like, that conversation that led to what was obviously a very productive summer in camp?
Yeah, I think it was an organizational conversation too. It's just about, it's not really the physical sometimes for guys, it's just the mental.
Okay.
And maybe releasing some of the pressure that he's felt and just becoming more of a leader with the guys. Going through your summer, understanding what working too hard means going into an 82-game season, and what feeling fresh means, but being mentally stronger. I think that stuff actually translates. It sounds like I'm writing a book, a self-help book or something, but it really is true. Like, you go into this thing and everybody's got good juice when the season starts, but once you get into the grind of it, that's the hard part. And so far, he's just kept himself at this this perfect level, not too high, not too low. Successes are fun, but the next day comes, and that's kind of how he's handled it, in my opinion. So it's really cool to watch.
You guys have already been on the road a lot. Do you feel like this is a little bit of a reset, given the way that the schedule is broken for you?
I don't know, man. I feel like I've said we reset every time we come home and then we lose. So, I don't know. I'm just glad we're home, in our back where we have our stuff, and you get to kind of chill for a second. Nice to have practice in here. Had practice tomorrow. And then we head to Sacramento. But but I think it's a mental reset. We've kind of been in this zone of hotel rooms and playing in random cities and then get on the plane. But there is a rhythm to that too. You kind of find this rhythm to the locker rooms and being together. It sounds crazy, but the way we travel, your nap schedule and all the things you do when you eat, you get this rhythm where at home it's very different. You kind of control your own time here as opposed to on the road where it's all kind of dictated to you. For whatever reason, we've been here, it hasn't gone great. So we have to find a better rhythm to that. But yeah, it's nice to come home and reset things personally more so than professionally.
David, Tim's shot making has been obvious, but what have you seen from him on the intangible front, or just like the energy kind of plays?
Yeah, Tim has been so good for us in the locker room too. There's a veteran leadership thing there where the energy doesn't change day to day. He's been everything we thought he'd be and more. The shot making, just the threat of what Tim can be nightly is an intangible, man. I can't imagine scouting us because you'd have to talk about him. Just how dangerous the guy is. But leadership's been great. And I think, honestly, we kept him in defensively in Atlanta the other night, closed the game with him. He's been really good defensively as well. I thought he did a really nice job on Brandon Miller the other night. He's a hard guy to guard. So just, competitiveness, just going through all the things that he's been through in his career, translating to our locker room has been such a big deal.
How are Aaron, Christian, and Julian progressing?
I mean, Jules looks all right. Aaron and Christian it's a slow process. I would imagine they celebrate the holiday without playing, but we'll see. And maybe on that trip, maybe we get them back, maybe we don't. But they both seem good. You know, Christian's in a good spot. He's moving around more, and Aaron's working his way through it. Aaron's injury is one of those you got to be kind of a tedious buildup. You know, you have to be careful with what could happen to the same injury, not to mention other things. So, yeah, excited to get both guys back. In the meantime, we have to hold it down for those guys until we get them.
League offense efficiency has been on the rise for a decade, but this year it feels like it's taking a whole nother step up. What do you think is the reason that so many teams are scoring so efficiently?
Pace. And I actually think taking chances defensively, less us more than other teams, but, you know, picking people up full, turning people over, it leads to easier baskets. The three-point shot obviously has been the same thing for a decade, so everybody's shooting threes. But yeah, I do think it's the pace, and I also wonder sometimes if that's why the injuries are so high too. Just the fact that we're almost playing, some nights it feels like a college game for 3 quarters without the 3 days off in between games. So it's an interesting thing. It's, you know, it is trends come and they go. Right now, teams have really tried to pick up and make things faster. It makes sense with some of the rosters and how teams have downsized, so you're trying to use that to your advantage. But that would be my take. I know our offense has been out. I mean, it's been crazy the way we scored the ball. 115 felt like we scored 90 the other night. But it's, yeah, that's how I see it. And watching games nightly and watching the pace of the games, watching New Orleans last night against San Antonio was insane. I mean, just the amount of skilled players in the court, how fast the game was going, how much defensively people were picking up. It leads to a lot of baskets. I don't think it leads to bad defense either. I just think it leads to so many more possessions. And just how skilled everybody is now, the efficiency is really high.
How would you evaluate how you guys have sort of controlled that tempo when teams try to play really fast? Obviously, you guys can play in transition, but you're better in the half court generally. Just how do you kind of feel like you've kept a lid on it when you needed to in certain spots?
Work in progress, to be honest, especially with Aaron and CB out. You know, with Aaron, we are very capable of playing a very slow style, but keeping our efficiency really high. And we talked about in the playoffs last year. I think it was game 3 in LA. They just ran us off the court. They pressed us. They trapped us, all those things. Game 4, we really calmed down, and we executed out of our splits. Played out of the post more. So we can do it. I just think right now, with the group being a different rotation of players, it almost feels like we should be playing faster, because that's who we are. With Peyton, the way Spence runs the court, obviously with the way Jamal and Nicole are playing the game and how they push the ball. So I just feel like you have to be a different team probably 10 times during the season, the way the NBA is now. But to your point, I would like to be a team that can play fast for a while and then slow down and execute when we need to, and we have to get better at that.
Even with the injuries and some of the disappointing losses at home, you're still off to, I think, the best start in franchise history. What have you learned about this group about a quarter of the way into the season?
Resilient. And I think we don't freak out as much as maybe the outside noise does. We lose a game. It's not like I know losing at home is never good. But winning on the road this many times is also very good. So it's you just take the next challenge every day. And you can say that and I can say that. But they're doing it. Those guys are very connected. Today, just a very positive vibe. Got things done correctly, which means you don't have to go as long. Just a veteran group. They get it. They understand the rigors of what this is, and there's only one OKC right now, you know, and then there's us, the Lakers, Houston, San Antonio, and you keep going and going and going. What Detroit's doing is really, you know, outstanding, but you just have to understand where you are in the season, who you are, and if you ask me before the season, are you 17-6, would you feel good about that? I'd feel good about that. You know, you can always go back and judge the wins and the losses, but the numbers are the numbers, and 17-6 is what we are.
With the Rockets doing what they're doing and the Abs doing what they're doing, you're working in the shadows at 17-6.
It's actually kind of nice. Yeah, I'll take it. It's all right.